Hey, it's Christina V, and you need to subscribe to Sojan and Camy's channel, or in the name of Mars, I'll chastise you! Bye!
Hey everybody, Sojan here, back again with another live stream podcast. This will be podcast number 6. I haven't done one of these in a while. I know I said I was going to take a break from the channel, and not do anything, but it seems like things are getting a little better with the current job right now, and this is going to be my last full weekend for a while. So I decided, let's go live this weekend. We're going to be doing a podcast, and I have here the one, the only, the cheese bucket himself, Captain Derpy. Say hi.
I am a unicorn cheese bucket. Get it right, you uncultured, milk toast intolerant biatch.
Throw me in jail. I am sorry for getting it wrong.
And that's good. How's it going, everyone?
We're doing great. How about y'all? Let's see. J-Roxas says somehow he is still first. He is always first, apparently, in these live streams.
You know what to say about being first?
What?
He who strikes first strikes before the guy who strikes second.
Exactly. Real quick, I'm gonna just listen to our audio just to see how it sounds.
Sounds good to me.
Let me see. Okay, so for some reason you're coming in a bit lower than me, so I'm gonna actually raise your volume just a little bit, but not like crazy. Say something.
Cheese.
Cheese, yes. Let's see how that sounds. Come on. It's that stream delay, so I have to listen to it just to see how you sound alongside with me, and then we could get started. But Tyler says, sup, voice actors, cringe. Imagine talking in 2024. Yeah.
2024, yeah.
Alright, we sound just fine, so we could get going. At any time, guys, if the audio doesn't sound that great, just let us know, and we will adjust accordingly. I have it here on the computer with OBS. So let's see.
J-Rox says
he says echo sounding. I wonder why. That is weird. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Huh. I don't know why it's echoing, and I don't know how I would change that, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, I see why. Because it's capturing my audio from the mic, and so the desktop is kind of repeating it back at the same time. I don't know how to fix that. Give me a sec here. I think the echo is from Derpy. Yeah, because on OBS right now. As I'm talking, the audio is also repeating itself through the desktop audio I'm capturing, which is the way I'm capturing Derpy's audio at the moment. I don't know how to prevent that from echoing, if that makes sense.
Derpy, put on some headphones.
No. It has nothing to do with Derpy. It's my setup. I'm trying to see if I can fix it. This podcast is taking place in the Grand Canyon. Derpy, put on some headphones. No. It's not gonna work, dude. It's on my end. I'm gonna try to see. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the settings, in the audio settings. Let's see if there's a way to mute my This is gonna be a little difficult because I really don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why it's capturing my audio twice. This is really annoying. Actually, hold on. I do have a solution. Give me a sec here.
It's called a gun. Okay, no, it's not.
There we go. Okay, so that should work. Dumb moment. Okay, all I had to do was just mute the mic part for the audio and just let the desktop do its thing. So now it should sound better. Let me know how this sounds, guys. All right.
Squishy has joined. Ahoy.
Hey, Games, welcome to the brioche buns. Yes, we are delicious brioche buns.
And I am full of
On
sticky
live.
disappointment.
Be more specific and choose Discord only. I forgot. Yeah, I just muted the audio from my mic. Two separate channels, but because desktop audio is capturing my audio now, I think we should be okay. All right. So today's topic, after all that bullshit, I'll probably edit this out later. Voice acting, video game voice acting. So I'm gonna go ahead and just load up Gunbarella and just play some of that while we talk, and hopefully I won't be cussing in the middle of that. It can be a quite difficult game. But yeah, the Captain Derpy here has been doing the voice acting off and on for years now, and you want to just give people a little mini synopsis of yourself?
Okay, well, for those of you who have never heard of me, first of all, I'm sorry you're introducing myself to you now. But I am Captain Derpy. I've been on YouTube for a very long time, like back when the subscriptions used to be yellow and you used to have 5-star ratings, like stuff like that. As for voice acting, Jesus, what was that?
I think we're having a problem here where I don't think I'm going to be able to play a game while we talk.
That startled me.
Sorry.
I'm just talking and I just hear, not.
Yeah, there's no way I can.
Maybe play a game with no.
I'm not gonna play anything. What's it called?
I was gonna say you can play a game with no audio. Anyway, as I was saying though, as for how you started with voice acting, it's always been a thing I've loved doing, even when I was younger. Because I have a little sister who I used to read bedtime stories to, and I would just make up voices with that. So, like, one of the times I remember I'd read her a story, the power went out, and I had to make up a story with like stuff from like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and stuff. And I would just use the voices from that. So I'd try to do Ed and be like, butter toast, gravy, yum, stuff like that. And it just slowly evolved into time of me just learning how to do it as a hobby. And eventually, I soon got a position actually doing a small voice for one of my friends who also does YouTube called Pragmatic. It was a small little, it was like a small little role of his Onimusha review where I just happened to do a funny whispery voice of, you forgot Onimusha tactics. And ever since then, I've just literally just said, you know what? That counts as me voice acting. So I just tell people I do it. And actually just became a thing of who I am. I do voices for fun and for anybody who really needs it. So.
Very nice. Let me see how I sound here. I don't know why it's not capturing my type. My mic is coming out a little quieter than it's supposed to be, so I'm probably gonna have to put it like right up in my freaking lips, like I'm making out with it. I don't know. Let me know what this sounds like, guys. But yeah. I in a way, I kind of started off like doing a little voice stuff myself, but it was more for fun with friends, where we would voice like certain characters playing games together. And then eventually, when I like opened up this YouTube channel, I started doing voice acting for certain games that had heavy dialogue and no voice acting at all with Camy. And I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but we're both pretty decent when we try. But like we never really like took it seriously to the point where we like went to other companies to try to do voice acting or anything. I did like a random game you brought up at one point where they needed random audio, but that was just it. Like I haven't heard anything ever since.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems with voice acting in general. You're not going to hear a lot if you just happen to be running into it and stuff. Because it's like, I've been in this business for a pretty long while, and you either hear that you get it or you just don't hear anything, and it just becomes it's a waiting game now at that point, and it's annoying.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we'll just fast forward to recent events. I remember there was a time that when you first joined like our community on the Discord, you basically like came in from one of my unboxing videos. I think it was Scott Pilgrim, like the classic edition unboxing video.
Yes, it was.
And Yeah, and then like you first introduce yourself, you know, and I think one of the very first like earliest things you mentioned was like Marco the Brave.
Beyond.
How you were voicing, yeah, Beyond, and you were voicing like one of the first bosses in the game called Urgle, which is like this goofy like slimy character, and it was really cool. And then like years later, it's like, okay, cool. Like after all this time, we're seeing this game actually being developed, and finally it's out. And then we find out, okay, where is his voice? We don't hear your voice at all. So, you want to like talk a bit about that?
Well, my thing with it is, like I said, I get the game was kickstarted, which doesn't help with things, because like kickstarting is a very complex business because you have to deviate the money you make and everything like that. My biggest thing with the game is like it is out. It is like you can play it and stuff, but I don't feel right telling people that I voice in the game as of now because yes, my voice might still be in it at one point in time, but I feel like a lot of the hype with me building up that game was the fact that I was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm the first boss. I'm gonna be something you're gonna hear early on in the game." Like if you actually watch the Kickstarter trailer, I actually have been confirmed that that is actually my voice that they've edited a bit with like making it deeper and sound more foreign, I guess. But it's like, you know, that's like the only thing I kind of have a voice for in Marco as of this point in time, but which is that, you know, trailer for the Kickstarter.
Right. Yeah. Remember, you know, we both reached out to the creator of the game. Like you personally messaged him, never got a response from him. Then I openly decided to message him on the Discord, and I'm like, hey, like, we don't hear, you know, Captain Derpy's voice, you know, over this character. What's going on? Also, you renamed the character, and then like he openly says, oh, I never renamed the character. That's just the type of creature he is. And then like didn't really address the whole voice thing with Derpy at all. And then I openly like tried to message him again in front of everybody. Completely flat out ignored me. And then I got a bit upset, and I was basically a dick in my response. But long story short, I openly said like, this is upsetting. Like you're not responding to any of our messages. Like this is not right that you say that he's going to be voicing a character, and then the full game gets released and there's no voice in the character. Like, is this a bug? What's going on? And then he removes my comment. And then I go, okay, I see how it is. You're going to remove my comments. Well, I don't need to support this shitty game anyway that got, you know, released and has so many game-breaking bugs. And I was rude about it, but he removed that comment anyway, and I left. And then he adds me as a friend, and he's like, hey, can we talk about this in a personal message? And I'm like, you could have done this, like, sooner, you know? And he claimed that he told us each up to 10 times that it was a bug that he was going to fix. And I responded to him, well, this is the first time hearing about this. Thank you for your honesty, I suppose. But I'm not going to come back to the Discord because you're claiming these things that aren't true, you know? And it's like you're saying it's a bug, but I asked you if it was a bug originally and you never responded. And it's like, you should have just said that in the first place. So I don't know. It's very 50-50. It's just crazy how he releases the game in such a broken state, or especially like, you know, promising that you're voicing a character, and then suddenly like it releases and your voice is not on there. So I really don't know what to say at the moment.
I'm gonna also just wait and see, like, eventually if they do add the voice, but this is gonna sound negative. I don't know if they will because there was a demo for this game, but even then my voice wasn't in it. Like, it's almost as if they just didn't plan it, and if they are still trying to do it, it's like, why release the game in the state that it currently is, if that makes sense?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't understand it either. But I'm gonna read some of the live chat here real quick. Let's see. Okay, so you sound like you are far away from the mic, but it's better, no echo. I started, you know, talking closely to the mic here. J-Roxa says, we call that post-nut clarity, Derpy. And Squish is like, glad I could make it, to be honest. I almost didn't. Yeah, we're glad you made it too. And Tyler says, Sojan doing the nasty thing to the mic. Yeah, it was a dirty little mic. Anyway.
I got in trouble for doing that once in podcasting.
Yeah, you want to explain that?
I've done so many dumb things at this point. I can just share one of them. But one time when we were in podcasting, and it was like my first day in the class, and it's just like, oh, first thing you need to do is turn on the mic. And I'm like, do I rub it? And my teacher says, you just get out. I'm like, but what?
Yeah, I remember you
shared
that.
Games change drastically all the time. Voice actors just drop into. See, I would get that, but the thing is, the problem is that they've been letting me egg them on that I am still the voice. Like, even if they dropped me, they should have told me, because all the stuff I have done have been saying, I'm the voice, I'm the voice, I'm the voice of this character, I'm in this game. Like, I'm pretty much helping build up the hype for the game. Like, I'm telling all my coworkers about it, who some of them have actually donated to the Kickstarter and said that they're very disappointed that they didn't hear my voice, and might even ask Steam for a refund. And that's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But it's like my thing is this, like, I think they really should have waited to release the game and release it when it was better. Like don't get me wrong, I played some of the game. It's not bad. Like, it's got a good fundamentals. It's fun, but it's like, it's clearly not finished. And I'm not just saying like, oh, well, at least it's not EA releasing a buggy mess. It's like, yeah, but the thing is, at least have a game in a somewhat finished state. Like, if you're having bugs where sorry, go ahead.
They could have. Sorry, just real quick. They could have waited another year, and by releasing it a year later, in a more playable and fixed state, people would have not been upset at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, go ahead, continue. That's all I have to say.
But yeah, no. But like, my thing with it as well is like, I personally wouldn't have been offended if I had heard like, oh, what we're doing with it, like, okay, we're gonna delay it some more, and like, okay, let me know what's happening with my voice, and if it is a problem of it being too low, like, let me know. I would gladly have said it again. I would have worked on my voice and made it louder. Like, the point is, communication is very important in voice acting, and I don't just mean like, obviously because you're doing voices, but it's like, communication is important between all parties. Like, let's say I were to work with you for a project, like I've done for you for like some city voice or something. It's like, my problem with it is like, you would have to let me know, oh, we're either going to drop it or we're not going to use your voice or something, because it's like a thin line of trust, because it's like, I trust you to let me know if you need me to fix anything, and you trust me to provide my voice, and it's like, I kind of don't feel trusted.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's a bunch of comments. Oh boy.
Alright, here, let's go. Okay. So, Squishy says, I tested the demo and was confused, to be honest, because I didn't hear the voice. Yeah, that's pretty much what everybody experienced. Tyler says, only flaw I could see is them not being transparent with that if it happens, or claiming things that aren't true anymore. Yeah, that's true. Squishy Game says, do I rub it? Derpy 2024. And then Squishy says, not to mention, when you showed the creator your posts, he reacted positively and didn't bring up that you were dropped. Yeah, no, that's a problem with the creator. He's done that even to like some of my posts. In that Discord channel, he'll respond with like an emoji or emoticon or whatever, but then he won't respond to the major issue in there. It's like he's not reading it. You know what I mean? Like, he'll briefly read the beginning and be like, "Oh, okay, this is a cool positive message." But I'm like, bro, like 3 sentences down, I'm giving you a middle finger. You need to like read the whole thing.
You know what this whole thing makes me think of?
Yeah, what?
This makes me think of the Morgan Freeman Reddit Ask Me Anything. Does anybody remember that? Like, he was hosting this movie called Oblivion, and like he did like Ask Me Anything, and it was just so roboticized and just, it didn't even feel like it was Morgan Freeman actually answering. It was just like, what's your favorite movie you've ever acted in? I like them all the same, but I have to say I love Oblivion. Like, okay. Or like,
or something, I don't know.
Or like the Woody Harrison or Woody Allen Ask Me Anything that was just only focusing on his current movie, and it was just like, I remember that being terrible because he actually said, "This is going off to a bad start, isn't it?" And it never recovered. And like,
No, not at all.
or Steven Seagal hosting and Ask Me Anything. This just feels like a really bad Reddit Ask Me Anything kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. That is just hilarious.
Did you remember that at all or no?
Yeah, no, I do remember that. Like, I never like messed around with it. I just thought it was weird, and I'm like, that just looks like a bot, and I just walked away from it.
Like, if you needed me to do my voices again, just tell me. I'll gladly do a voiceover again. Like, I don't mind.
Yeah, and the only issue is nowadays, especially when it comes to voice acting, like with AI, making a big growth. It's like, oh, why would we hire voice actors when we could just use an AI generator to generate, voice acting, and just credit the one program? And I'm like, it's just stupid, and it's not real talent. And unfortunately, like actual voice actors, for a long time, especially now, recently, are just getting shafted and aren't really getting the recognition and praise and pay that they deserve.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, no, I agree with that because the biggest thing with that as well, like you're talking about AI. In my honest opinion, AI should not, and I'm going to say this again, not be a replacement for humans. Maybe it can help. It can help be a tool to help humans learn. Like, if you want to learn how to code a character program, sure, that is fine. You want to have a little fun with a role play, I guess. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But it's like, it's not going to replace a real human interaction or anything like that. Like, it's just not going to do that. So stop treating AI like it's the end all be all and going to be a huge thing that's going to make everything better for you. Like, it's not, because it's like AI has been shown to be proven to be not the best solution. I mean, you remember a couple of years.
Soon for that.
You remember I don't know if you remember this, but there was like a few years ago, there was like this AI that was trying to help with these students and stuff. Like, I'm trying to remember what it was called and stuff. And they were doing like papers and stuff. And it's like, the only reason they got in trouble and caught with the whole AI thing is AI is actually flawed. Like, it can learn from people. So if it actually sees a bunch of racist people, it's going to become racist itself.
Yep.
And when they actually wound up doing the paper, it wound up actually using the N word like 20 times. And it was like, they got in trouble for this. And they're like, wait, we had an AI do this. And it's like, that doesn't really excuse it. But it's like, yeah, it was worse.
Pretty much.
AI should not be a replacement for human talent.
It really shouldn't be. And it's like, I understand, like, even AI has done scary, like, being able to mimic, like, old, like, iconic musicians that are no longer with us, like Michael Jackson, for example. And there are actual, like, AI, AI videos that are popping up online with Michael Jackson and even Chester from Linkin Park just singing modern songs. I mean, it sounds scary good, but it's like, bro, like, this should not be the replacement of actual talent. I agree with you 100%.
Like, it's happened before with other things, to be completely honest. Like, everything changes with the time, but I don't know. I feel like what was the game that did that recently? Like, tried to say, oh, if you happen to be, we use you with AI, we're just gonna, it's fine. We're just gonna, like, I think it was a Star Wars one, if I remember, or something like that.
I don't remember. I heard some things about, like, the newest Prince of Persia on Switch possibly having some AI dialogue. I'm not too sure. Like, that's what people were saying, but I don't know if that's an actual fact. But I wouldn't be surprised if there are games that are trying to implement that just to not pay actual talent, Let's see. We're going to bring up some of the live chat here. So Tyler says, starting off the podcast strong with an expose on a game creator. Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to bring that up. Squishy Games says AI is bad for the artistic community, whether it's voice acting, art, or music. It's soulless. I completely agree. Tyler says, I literally work with these AI systems as an extension of my career. They have use cases and will displace certain people long term, but those aren't the things that the public is generally focused on. Yeah, that's a true statement right there. It's like what Derpy said. It just should be used as a tool, like a training tool. It should never ever be the full replacement for anybody, you know. In fact, because there's just some things you really can't recreate or mimic like 1-to-1, you know. So, but with that being said, after the most recent thing, like, are you still planning on like continuing to put your voice forward and trying to, not give up the voice actor?
Oh no, I'm still gonna be doing it. I know that not every single project is gonna be like the most miracle thing happening, but you can't really expect everything to be perfect the first time. I mean, everything happens like it's just part of the business, I guess. You can't expect every single audition to go your way. You can't expect every single great thing to happen to you right away. It's like these things take time.
Yeah, it's like anything. You're gonna fail a lot of times, but
I failed several of my auditions. Yeah. I was gonna say I've still failed several of my auditions.
Oh, okay. You have why don't you share one of your most interesting ones?
One of my favorite auditions I still remember to this day was for a game that ultimately got dropped, but it was like supposed to be this big action RPG thing with like ninjas and samurai. It was supposed to be like in first person and stuff. And I was supposed to be like this really fun like boss that was going to be like one who would test your guarding to make sure like, oh, you know how to block properly. You know what I mean? And I was really excited for this because I was originally trying to be like the big bad guy and stuff. But
Squishy says it's literally ruined social media because so many platforms have just bots talking to bots, interacting with posts, and older people share these things not knowing it's fake, which fuels it. Outcast Island. Caitlin Allen says only thing AI is good for is teaching homeschool kids with their parents that don't understand. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be used as a tool. Let's see. Squishy says fun is illegal. J-Rock says okay, all about the mic. Sojan, need to mute yourself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to end the podcast here. I really do appreciate everybody joining. I wish we would have, made this longer. But the fact that I'm hearing exactly what I'm saying like 3 to 5 seconds ago while trying to talk, I can't focus anymore. I don't know what's going on. But I appreciate everybody joining. Yeah, I'm just going to have to end the podcast here. Sorry, guys. But we will try to go live again later today or tomorrow. Live streaming some Final Fantasy 16 with Camy. So if anybody is interested in that, please subscribe and like the video. I'm going to edit this later to try to make it somewhat watchable. But, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to end it right here. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much, Captain Derpy, for joining me today. And for everybody in the live chat, you guys.